Not good is how I would describe that. I think we only really threatened in the first 10 minutes or so. I thought that was a fairly bright start, to be honest. I thought, we've come to Anfield and we're going to have a go. And it just didn't materialise into that. I think first half we did enough to keep Liverpool at distance, but didn't really, apart from that first 10 minutes, like I said, didn't really lay a glove on them. I just don't see, like, I don't think Moutinho played that badly, but that Moutinho in the number 10 and Nunes drifting, like I just don't think it works. We're trying to like shoehorn players into roles. Nunes has been poor for weeks. Probably needs a little bit of a rest. Maybe a player to come in and if you're trying to chase a game or you're still in a game, maybe bring him on with 30 minutes to go, because from the start he just doesn't look at the races. But it wasn't just him tonight. There was a few who weren't at the races. I thought that Kilman and Dawson had a good game on the whole. I thought Dawson was excellent. They got caught out on the second goal, but it's a punt forward. Well, I'd say a punt, that probably does it disservice. It's a great ball forward from Alisson and a quick one too, and just got him behind, and it's a well worked goal in the end. But we offered absolutely nothing going forward, and it's a bit concerning for me. I think there's still massive problems with the team. I still think that we're very much in and amongst it in the relegation scrap. I think it could go down to the last few games. Don't really see us pulling away. There's quality there for sure, but I just don't see us pulling away like some fans do and finishing like 9th, 10th. I think we'll be happy with 15th, 16th, which I think is probably where we'll finish. So yeah, it's rubbish tonight really. Subs that came on, again, didn't change the game. Well, they affected the game, but probably negatively. Traore for the second game in a row came on and didn't do anything. And again, like, he's been good in recent weeks, so it's hard to pick him out. Sarabia, I thought, did okay. But he got took off at half time, maybe because he was on a booking. Flew into that tackle, which was a bit daft, which you've seen him do before. So I think that maybe the occasion was getting to the better of him. But Jimenez, feel a little bit sorry for him, because he's playing against two giants at the back who were dominant and just didn't have a sniff at all. So yeah, it was rubbish. There's no two ways about it. Liverpool are not been great as of late, but still a good side. But they didn't have to do much tonight. They didn't have to break sweat, and we just roll over and had our bellies tickled, which, yeah, a little bit concerning really. So yeah, still a lot of work to be done, and still very much in amongst it, and still could go down. So just hope they pull it out of the hat. I'm hoping that the new manager bounce hasn't gone. That the Fulham second half performance to Bournemouth isn't, it's just a bit of a blip, and we can get 3 points against Spurs on Saturday, because for me it's must win. Every game now is must win. So Spurs have lost again tonight, so that's very Spursy. But yeah, very concerning really from what I've seen the last 3 games, apart from the Fulham first half. Just in terms of goal getting, don't create any chances. I think Cunha was a big miss again tonight, and I don't think many of us would have said that, considering he hasn't scored a goal yet. Or so, yeah, I don't know. This is what Lopetegui's paid the money for, though, and he's burning a lot of money at Wolves. So this is where he earns his stripes. So hopefully get a result on Saturday and a reaction.
What a poor performance. Absolutely poor. I'm just gutted away that we played against Liverpool. I wasn't expecting for us to come here today and get anything from the game. Just at least show a bit of fight against this. Because again, in these type of games against teams that are like massively above us, pushing on for higher things, these are kind of like your, what's the word I'm looking for? These are your bonus points in your season. These aren't going to be the games that will be your be-all and your end-all. It's not like Bournemouth was a couple of weeks ago, where that was an absolutely massive game, and to come away with absolutely nothing for your rivals below you to get 3 points is an absolute shambles. Today was just really, really frustrating. Hopefully that's probably going to give the players the kick up the arse that they've needed for God knows how for last couple of performances, because I really thought that after the Liverpool game, when we beat them at home, Southampton away after winning in that manner, that was going to really kick on. And from there, it just seems like we've gone, I wouldn't necessarily say backwards. I'd just say we've more stagnated. We haven't really built on top of what we've done especially in those two fixtures and the manner of the victories. You look at obviously the final score: Liverpool 2, Wolves 0. I thought Lopetegui got it wrong team selection wise. The main two culprits, João Moutinho and Raul Jimenez. Basically, as the number 10, you want someone like Matheus Cunha. Cunha can do a bit of everything. His link-up play is quite good. He brings others into the game. He isn't afraid to do the dirty work defensively. He can do everything a number 10 can do that João Moutinho can't. João Moutinho, I don't really know what his strength is anymore. He looks way too slow on the ball. His decision-making just isn't there. Like, he's got the footballing brain. We can all see he's got that. You can see what he wants to do, but his body isn't allowing him to do that. And I just felt like he was just not really that good. I think he's good to bring off on the bench, but that's the best role for him right now, considering not necessarily just the age that he's at, and also what he actually brings to the first team. And with having Raul Jimenez starting up front on his own, for me, he's completely wasted. He's just not that good. And then everyone still refers back to him at his best. Unfortunately, his best hasn't been since he's come back from injury, which I know he can't necessarily help that, and it is a really serious injury, and, you kind of got to give kind of the benefit of the doubt. But when it's almost been a year since he scored a goal, then I feel as though criticism has to start throwing his way, because his link-up play's not there. I think he only had one headed opportunity against Fulham. I felt he did all right against that, but again, it wasn't anything spectacular. And today he was just back to his usual self, your usual 3 or 4 out of 10, really. First half, I thought we were doing okay. We weren't necessarily doing anything well. We were just doing stuff okay. We didn't really look like dominating the ball. Every time we got the ball, we looked like giving it away. The only good opportunity I can remember was that shot from Sarabia or Moutinho. It was one of the two. I can't really remember. But it was almost like as soon as we get the ball, we have to almost play it backwards to lay it off so we can have a shot. We haven't got that player in the team that you can look at that can just drive and just think, I'm going to hit this ball, which is something that sometimes when you're in a dogfight, which we're in, you have to do that. You have to just go whack and just do something different. Do something that those players don't expect, because Liverpool, after that first 15 minutes, easily sussed us out what we was doing in the final third. And that was just, if you could stop, obviously, the first pass coming towards that man, and you just got the easiest block in the world, really. Second half comes along. I felt the substitution to bring off Sarabia was incredibly harsh. I thought he was okay. He was having a good little couple of touches, but you can really see that there's a good player there. I feel like some of the criticism to him is probably a little bit harsh. I think he's still a very, very good player. To bring on Adama, though, who did absolutely nothing. Liverpool, again, knew how to manage Adama, which was if you stop him just before he gets his first touch, then his pace is eliminated. The times that, he had the opportunity to run down the wing, he almost slowed down. He stopped, and allowed the defender to come in for an easy tackle on him, which is just frustrating. If he's not using his pace, then there's no point having Adama in the team. The 2 goals that we've conceded, the first goal is unbelievably poor defending. And it'd been building up from there, obviously, from that VAR goal, which was disallowed, which, fair play to them. They managed to turn the cameras on for that one. I just don't know what we were doing. We just broke down after the second passage of play, really. Jota was the quickest one to react, and it's one of the easiest headers Van Dijk's ever going to have. Second goal, you just knew as soon as the ball came to that Tsimikas on the left, he was going to whip the ball across and Liverpool were going to put it into the back of the net. You just knew it was going to happen. It was just not a case of if they score, it was a case of when they got that second goal. And from there, it was just really, really comfortable. We didn't even lay a glove on them in the second half. The rest of the substitutions from Lopetegui, again, they didn't really do anything. I felt like the João Gomez sub, I just don't... He's not a number 10, and we kind of played him as a number 10. I feel like with him, you play him in the Lamina role, but you can't really drop Lamina because he's in a really, really good run of form. Podence is so streaky. But the problem is, he's one of them players, like, when the attack's flowing, it's mainly from him starting all of the attacks. But as soon as the attacks don't really revolve around him, or every time he tries to, just flick the ball backwards, it seems like we either give it away, or from a attacking standpoint, we don't really have an idea what we're doing. You're looking at the overall performance. I mean, today was just really, really poor. We desperately need, I feel like, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, we're missing Wang massively. I feel like we're missing also just that little bit of bite in the midfield, just to, actually drive at them from an attacking standpoint and try and put the ball in the back of the net. But that's something that we're still screaming out for now. And the fact that a striker still hasn't scored, and now it's hit March, it's almost coming up to a year since a striker had scored for Wolves in the Premier League, and we still don't look like scoring from a striker standpoint. It makes the decision to not sign a striker even more criminal. We're 3 points away from the relegation zone. We desperately need results, big time. Forest and Leeds is going to be the biggest games in our season. We win those 2 games, and then plus get a point out of those 3 other games that we've got. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. That's something that will probably keep us up, or just drag us a little bit further away. If we come away with anything less than that, we are massively in the shit. Anyway, thanks for having me on Talking Wolves, and I shall see you all in a bit.
Well, a really disappointing night ends at Anfield, 2-0 to the hosts, in a game that was really, really frustrating, I think, on the most part for Wolves fans to watch, as well as Lopetegui, I'm sure. But I think this one's on him, I'm afraid. Despite the kind of inability for Wolves players to string more than 4 passes together, the setup was way too negative from the off. I mean, we'll go through the team sheet. There was one change, with Moutinho coming in for the injured Matheus Cunha. A change that we saw against Southampton, and Lopetegui, after the game, despite us winning, comes out to the press and accepts that was a mistake on his part, and apologises for that. So, we don't think we'd see that kind of Moutinho in the 10 experiment again, but we do tonight against Liverpool, and once again it didn't work. It was a negative approach. It was slow. It forced a pragmatic style of football that Wolves fans are sick and tired of seeing. We want to see full flowing football, especially against a team in Liverpool who, yes, had a slight upturn in form, but following the Real Madrid drubbing and a relatively dry performance against Crystal Palace, that was a team to get at today. And I thought Liverpool were relatively poor themselves, to be honest, as well. Speaking to a Liverpool fan that I know, throughout the game, he was really, really disappointed. He said, I'm still pretty sure that you should be able to get something from this. And unfortunately, we came out in the second half and registered not a single shot on target. I think there were 2 touches in the opposition's box in the second half. Really poor, really poor. And I think something has to change with those attacking setups. I mean, Raul Jimenez, he was doing the graveyard shift today. I wouldn't like to put all the blame on him, but he was poor when given the chance with the ball at his feet. Sarabia was shocking. Matheus Nunes off the left, despite it not being his position, where he should be lying in a double midfield pivot with Neves. Despite that, he was awful again. Really not seeing what a lot of people are seeing with Nunes. It looks like 45 million spent on a kind of a YouTube highlight reel, let's be honest. I'm yet to see what he offers. Really, really am. And it's disappointing because I was so excited by the signing and we heard so many good things. Liverpool can take him for all I care. As long as we make a profit, that's fine by me. The only positives today was the defensive performance. I think Craig Dawson was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Kilman as well, to be fair. I didn't see Kilman didn't do too much wrong at all. Dawson got caught for the second goal with his lack of pace, but he's trying to help Nelson out. He's on a yellow. It has to be done. But we were dead and buried as soon as the first goal went in. We were lucky to get away with the VAR one. It was a foul, unintentional by Jota, but as soon as that one went in, the momentum kind of shifted. We were looking comfortable until that stage. Liverpool weren't threatening much, but following that, we were under the cosh the entire time. So yeah, ordinarily a 2-0 loss to Liverpool at home wouldn't be the worst result in the world, but we also lost to Bournemouth at home, which apparently wasn't a must-win, according to some people. Won't mention any names, but we are seeing the kind of repercussions of not winning against our kind of relegation rivals, because we have to accept that's where we are now. So it's going to be a difficult run into the season, but well, kind of run into the end of the season. But we've got Spurs next on Saturday. Saturday? I believe it's Saturday. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully a better performance. Some better tactics would be nice. Choice putting players in the right positions also would be nice. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheers for having me on, lads.
So it's finished then. That's no points for Wolves today. I can't lie, I really didn't see any other result coming today than a loss for Wolves away from home to Liverpool. I know they've been struggling recently, but if we're being totally honest, they're still a much better side than we are even, and we were always going to be struggling today. Having said that, I don't think we played terribly. Like, we obviously didn't deserve to get 3 points. Like, after the first 15 minutes, we didn't really offer anything going forward. But I thought we opened quite brightly, got in a couple of times, even if it was a couple of loose breaks. Like, we could have capitalised. Obviously, we didn't. I think the main problem for us at the minute is coming from playing, 4 midfielders, and it's not exactly like we're playing them in like a diamond, making what you would assume would be the most out of them. We're playing Núñez on the left and like Moutinho kind of in a semi-forward role where he's just not got the legs to hack it. I don't think the midfield three as it was worked today. There wasn't enough legs in there. There was nobody to kind of go forward. I know that was kind of the point of what Sarabia and Núñez were meant to be doing, but I think I'm kind of starting to agree with what they're saying on the podcast about Núñez is just not it. I was on Núñez watch today. I was keeping an eye on him, wanted to see what he did. Just because obviously you catch glimpses of him throughout a game. He pulled off that brilliant run today, but apart from that, he just offers nothing. He doesn't run enough. He doesn't work hard. I don't know if he's not fit as he should be, but he's not good enough at the minute. And I don't think you can justify starting him week in, week out at all. Overall, I think the 2 goals, they were kind of coming. There was the third one where Jota basically just runs through the entire team and then just somehow manages to take out Kilman and Semedo, that I think we were lucky to get away with. It was obviously a foul, but he nearly got through the whole team regardless. But the goals generally, I don't think we can have many complaints. I think they were coming over the general course of the game. They had plenty of chances that Sar's made a couple of great saves, even for that second goal, or the first goal even. One of the goals, Sar made a great save and he was really unlucky. But I think it wasn't a free hit today. Obviously Liverpool was struggling. There was every chance we could have come away with 3 points, but I don't think you can be too angry. And I think we just have to look on now and get 3 points in the next game. Thanks for having me on, boys.